Today my group that comprises of Suhani, Sneha and I, Devika, will be presenting our research based on the comparison of the Wassily and Paimio chair. Before getting on to the presentation, we would like to address the main objective of this comparison. It is interesting to know that even though both the chairs contributed to modernism, they differed in many ways, mainly in its form and structure, and also catered to different purposes. So let me introduce both the chairs. This is the Wassily chair designed by Marcel Brewer in 1925 to 1926. Next, we have the Paimio chair designed by Albert Aldo in 1931 to 1932. Now let us discuss the form and structure of both the chairs because that's the first thing most of us notice in any object or furniture. Looking at both the chairs, the Wassily chair presents a more industrial look because of the large use of steel, whereas the Paimio chair looks more organic or natural because of the use of plywood. Next, we talk about the different components of the chair, that is the backrest and seat. In the Wassily chair, the backrest and seat is broad, which makes it quite welcoming. On the other hand, the Paimio chair, the seat and backrest is leaned at a specific angle, making it more relaxing. The backrest of the Wassily chair is made of a textile, which makes it more flexible, and the backrest of the Paimio chair is quite rigid. The point of similarity between both the chairs is that the armrest and the legs form a continuous loop, even though the legs differ by shape, being more cylindrical in the case of Wassily and more planar in the case of Paimio. Now we talk about the designers. Marcel Brewer, the designer of the Wassily chair, was largely inspired by lightweight furniture, and because of this, he produced thin-membered tubular furnitures. Albert Aldo largely produced wooden furniture. Brewer was also inspired by the simple geometric forms, which can be seen in most of his furniture. They were reduced to simple geometric forms and mainly followed a cubical or cuboidal form. Albert Aldo was inspired by organic forms, and that is clearly evident in his furniture because of the use of curves in most of his furniture. Next, we talk about the movements during which the chair was designed. The Wassily chair was designed during the Bauhaus movement, whereas the Paimio chair was designed during the modernist movement. In the Bauhaus movement, functionality was given more preference over aesthetics. This can be linked to the simple geometric shape of the Wassily chair. And the main material used was tubular steel. This can also be linked to the manufacturing process of the Wassily chair, wherein the framework of the chair was made of tubular steel. In the modern era, furnitures with smooth surfaces and exposed light wood were produced, which is clearly evident in the Paimio chair, and minimalist design without much ornate details was promoted, and the Paimio chair serves as a best example for this.
Moving on to the materials, Wassily chair mainly uses chrome finish steel, tubular steel, and the textile isogarn which provides the flexibility to the chair. And Paimio mainly uses birch plywood which is rigid, which doesn't provide as much flexibility as the Wassily chair. Moving on to the production process. Wassily chair was bent and bolted together. The tubular steel was bent and bolted together, and the tubular steel was produced by in series, rolling through a 7 series. Paimio chair was produced by thin wood sheets upon one above another, and the wood grain opposite to each other, and also from a single piece of bent wood. In both the chairs, the similarity is that we can see their construction very clearly, like if the bolts in Wassily chair or the joints in the Paimio chair, the curves, and it catered to the modernist construction technology.
Moving on to the function which is a very important factor in a designer's aspect. So the Wassily chair was served the purpose for sitting in the
whereas the Paimio chair was followed the same principle, but the Alvar Aalto kept the comfort of the tuberculosis patient as the first priority for the ease of their breathing. So proceeding with the user experience, the use of the tubulous steel in the manufacturing of the Wassily chair and the use of the burst plywood in the manufacturing of the Paimio chair made both the chair lightweight and easy to move. And the 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 broad backrest and the seat in the Wassily chair, which also smoothed the seater's body as it created a right angle. It opens it up and tips it backward. So the seat places the lower bottom than the knees. In the Pioneer chair, it was designed in such a way that it leans backwards at 110 degrees, which may open up the chairs and inhale the maximum amount of air. Sorry, when it inhale the maximum amount of air. So it made both the chair relaxing.
Now we've reached the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.